Hey guys, how's it going? Younger 890 with you guys. First off, thanks for checking out the channel. As always, feel free to like, share, subscribe, and take a look at some other videos. So here's the video a lot of people have been asking for, have been waiting for. This is an update on my Cajunized CZ75 SP-01 Tactical. So enough of me yapping. Let's go out to the range, let's shoot it a little bit, and then we'll come back and I'll talk more about it, tell you guys what I think. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so we're gonna do, with the CZ75 SP-01 Cajunized, we're going to do double action from a holster, 2 reload, 2 reload, 2. So we're going to try that, 7 yards. Go ahead. Clear. 997, so not terrible. It's cold weather. I haven't really practiced with this gun in a few weeks, so I'm already making up excuses. Okay, so this time we're gonna do 2, 2, reload 2. So double action first shot, all clear, on the buzzer, 7 yards, let's go. Good luck back. 667. Okay, this time around we're gonna do 2, 2, 2, reload, 2, 2, 2. On the buzzer, 7 yards, Cajunized. Let's see how we do. Clear. 11-1-7, and they all look to be pretty decent hits. So. Okay, same thing. 3 solid headshots, double action, single action. Let's see if we can get it down. We were about 6.66 last time. So on the buzzer, 7 yards, Cajunized CT. Let's go. Clear. 484, so that was definitely better than last time. Hey guys, 2 reload 2. 7 yards from the holster draw on the whistle. Okay guys, welcome back. So I definitely enjoy shooting this CZ, and let's verify that it is safe before we continue any further with the video. You can see it's empty, mags unloaded, everything's clear here. So this is just a awesome gun to shoot. I've really enjoyed it since I bought the gun initially. I put about 1,000 rounds through it. I definitely think you should put some rounds through your gun before you make any kind of upgrades, especially this many upgrades. But I put 1,000 rounds through it, then I decided to send it to Cajun Gunworks. After I got it back, I put roughly 1,500 through it with a 13-pound hammer spring. And then the other thing I've changed out was I dropped it down to an 11.5. And I haven't had any failures or anything like that. Right now, I'm like 3,800, somewhere around there, pretty close to $4 grand. And this gun has been really great. I've really enjoyed shooting this thing. Everything they say about CZs is completely true. Soft shooters, good ergonomics, pretty reliable. As I said, I haven't had any issues. I've purposely tried to feed shit ammo through it. 115 grain Wolf steel case, 115 grain toolbar. I've ran some 147 hollow point SIG ammo through it, which is a little different. 124 plus Ps, a lot of different brands of ammunition. And I haven't had any malfunctions whatsoever, so I'm very impressed with it. I really like the feel of it with the Cajun Gunworks package in it. The 11.5-pound hammer spring, once I put that in, it got me down to like a 6-pound something double action trigger with like a high 2-pound single action trigger, which was not bad. I was expecting to have some light primer strikes, but I haven't had any, so I've been very impressed with it. Haven't had any malfunctions, even with all the shit ammo I fed through it. Now I do clean this thing pretty regularly, and I take care of it, you know, keep it well oiled, all that stuff, the whole nine. But as long as you do that, I feel like it's going to be pretty good. So I want to answer some questions questions that I saw commonly asked in that first video, which got a lot of support. I think right now it's around like 11 or 12,000 views with like 130 or something like that likes. So I really appreciate the support, guys. It's definitely propelled my YouTube channel. But anyways, answering some of the more commonly asked questions. So some guys were saying, is it worth it to do the package? And I think 100% is worth it. Now, ultimately, it comes down to the shooter. What I would say is if you're a new shooter, or you can't hit water if you fell out of a boat at 7 yards, then you're not really going to see much of a difference. I mean, you're going to get a little bit better, but you know, where you're going to see the difference is if you're a pretty decent shooter already, this is going to move you up to that next level. I mean, the trigger is going to be much better. They're going to smooth it out. They're going to polish it, all that stuff. Is it worth it compared to the cost with the SP-01 Cajunized versus a Shadow 2? It depends on what you're using it for. If you're using it for defensive purposes, I would go with this because it has a firing pin block. If you're going with competition, you know, a mindset or something like that, you're not going to use it for defensive purposes at all. That's not even a thought in your mind. I would definitely go Shadow 2. I think that's a little bit better of a gun, but the Shadow 2, you are going to have to put some minor work into it. Now, another question I get asked is, would you rather have this or would you rather have a Legion? Well, I sort of did a comparison between that. I have a West German that has a lot of the same parts as a modern day SIG Legion, but it's a better gun in my opinion because it has more upgrades than a Legion. But I did a comparison. They're both phenomenal guns. It comes down to personal preference. They're different feel, you know. It's the best of both worlds. Do I want cake or do I want ice cream, you know? It really kind of depends. They're both two phenomenal guns. I'd say go get your hands on them and try them out. And I know you can't really try out a Cajunized gun unless you know somebody, but they're phenomenal guns. Get your hands on a CZ and see how you like it, you know. I have adjustable rear sight. That's one thing I kind of want to talk about here. If I had to do it over again, I probably would go with a standard sight because the adjustable rear, I pretty much have it bottomed out, and I don't really have, you know, I don't really adjust it. I dialed these in for 25 yards, and that was pretty much that. But I do feel that if you want an adjustable rear and you want to take advantage of it, I know Cajun goers will kind of mill it down so it can sit a little lower so you can get more of the advantage of it. But it's not really a big deal to me. I got a good deal on this thing used. That's why I threw it on here. And I haven't really decided to take it off. But other than that, I wouldn't change anything. The 10x barrel bushing, I didn't really test accuracy prior to sending the gun to Cajun Works. But what I will tell you is at 25 yards, if I take my time, 2-inch groups all day long. It's easy to just keep them under 2 inches at 25 yards with this barrel bushing. So I definitely think it's phenomenal. And I've seen a lot of great reports out there about the barrel bushing. Overall, I mean, I think the gun's phenomenal. Some people would say, is it worth it to Cajunize it opposed to leaving it stock? You know, leaving it stock, it's a perfectly good gun. Why would you mess with it? And I can see that point of view as well. The reason why you would want to do all this work to it is to make it a little bit better if you're using it for competition or strictly for fun. I think it's definitely a more enjoyable gun after you get the work done to it because it's easier to shoot fast and it's easier to shoot accurately. And again, I mean, if you're somebody who can't hit water, if you fell out of a boat, then the upgrades that you do to it are going to give you a marginal advantage as far as your shooting skill, but ultimately it comes down to your shooting skill. I mean, if you practice and stuff like that, you know, ammo and training is a big part of it. I don't care if you have a $2,000 gun that's had a lot of work done to it. A dude with a $400 Glock that has a lot of training under his belt, he's going to whoop your ass 9 times out of 10, you know, if you don't have a lot of training. So it comes down to training more than the upgrades. But at some point, once you can only get so good before, you know, the upgrades really start to make a big difference, you know. So I definitely think it's worth it for that point of view. Dry fire practice is important. You got to get used to the trigger feel. You got to get used to the reset, everything like that. But, you know, dry fire and a little bit of training, maybe run it through a class, you'll be good to go, I promise. You know, as long as you put the effort into it, you should be pretty good. So overall, I've been really, really happy with it. I definitely enjoy this gun. If I had to do it over again, would I do it over again? Completely. You could save a little bit of money because I put roughly $600 aftermarket into this gun because I had them do it, which I was happy with. I mean, they did a phenomenal job and I haven't had any malfunctions. There's not much more I could really ask for. But if you did it yourself, you could probably save some costs, and that's something a lot of people do, and I definitely understand it. I just didn't want to mess with it because I heard the sear cage and stuff like that is hard to work with, and I wanted to make sure that it was going to be good to go in case I ever decided to use this gun in a home defense situation or something like that, because that's initially what I bought the SP-01 Tactical for. So another thing, getting into the home defense thing, SP-01 Tactical versus SP-01, I definitely say that they're both pretty good. My buddy has an SP-01 that's been Cajunized, and I definitely think they're both phenomenal guns. I can't really tell you there's much of a difference in the trigger. What I will tell you is if you ever have plans or you're even thinking about converting it to single action only, definitely buy the SP-01 because you're going to have a safety. I mean, if you convert this to single action only, you have a decocker. And believe it or not, I've seen some people ask about that on the groups. That's why I'm kind of mentioning it. If you're even thinking about converting it to single action only, definitely get the safety, because that way you can put the safety on, you know, whenever it's in single action only. But if you're going to keep it double action, single action, I really like the decockers. I know some guys love them, some guys hate them. I like the decocker simply because it's easy to flick that, and I'm in double action, and I'm good to go. I can put it in the holster. I don't have to worry about riding the hammer down or anything like that. And I personally am a fan of double action triggers, believe it or not. So overall, I'm pretty happy with this gun. I haven't got any kickbacks from Cajun Gunworks, so I'm not being, you know, paid to say any of this stuff or whatever. I mean, if David or Scott wants to send me some free hats or some free gear or something like that, go ahead. But I'm not asking for any of that. I just like to do reviews on good quality gear and tell you guys about stuff that I like. I mean, I put a lot of money into this thing, and I'm not trying to defend my purchase in any way. If it was bad, I would completely tell you it's a piece of shit, but it's not. And a lot of people out there agree. I mean, you constantly see on the CZ groups and the CZ forums, got my gun back from Cajun Gunworks, phenomenal work, guys. And it's just kind of the way they are. They're a really great American born and raised company. I mean, they're phenomenal guys, and they do a great job. CZC does some pretty great work too. I have got to experience one of the Bull Shadows. A buddy of mine got a Bull Shadow, and those are phenomenal guns. Maybe we'll do a review on it here soon, but I haven't really dealt with CZC that much, so I can't really speak too much on the behalf of CZC. But Cajun Gunworks, they're definitely good to go if you haven't already figured that out by now, and I'm a big fan of it. If you have any questions, feel free to post those in the comment section below. If you just want to talk, you want to say hi, go ahead, post those comments below. Also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Go check out some of my other videos. I've been doing a lot of different reviews on guns related gear, and all that stuff. So I appreciate all the support, guys. Stay tuned for more videos. We're going to be doing a comparison video between this and my SIG. I did one last summer, but I kind of want to do it a little bit better. So we're going to be doing like a part 2. So stay tuned for that, and I got some other great stuff. This summer is going to be a pretty good summer for the channel, I feel like. So I appreciate all the support. God bless. Be safe. Most importantly, be safe and train hard. God bless.